God painted a masterpiece. He spoke and worlds appeared, stars, planets, a universe of wonder. Imagine the silence before creation. Then with a word, light burst forth. This light revealed an empty canvas, a space he longed to fill. God was ready to create. His imagination knew no bounds. His power shaped everything we see and even what we don't. Consider the earth, our home, a jewel in the cosmos. God sculpted mountains, majestic and tall. He carved valleys deep where shadows play. He spread out oceans, vast and blue, teeming with mystery. Rivers like silver ribbons flowed through the land, bringing life. Forests rose, tall and green, sanctuaries of peace. Deserts stretched, golden and wide, silent and profound. Each landscape unique, a testament to his artistry. God saw that it was good, a declaration of satisfaction and love, and then came life. Not just mere existence, but vibrant, dynamic life. Life in all its glorious and varied forms. God didn't just create, he orchestrated a magnificent symphony of existence, a world teeming with diverse life, a world ready for his enduring affection. Look closely at the animal kingdom. What a breathtaking, diverse array we find. God's creativity shines in every feather and scale, grace in every paw and fin. Birds, masters of the sky, eagles soar, surveying their domain. Hummingbirds, wings ablur, their songs fill the air. The vast skies, their playground, intricate designs, a display of artistry. Creatures of the land, varied and fascinating. The lion, a symbol of strength. The deer, graceful and swift. The playful otter, full of joy. The loyal dog, a steadfast friend. Each animal, its own personality. Dive into the ocean's deep. Fish dart through coral reefs. Whales sing their ancient songs. Dolphins leap, symbols of joy. Waters filled with life. A deliberate, vibrant testament. God's boundless imagination. God spoke with loving purpose. The waters under the heavens stirred. Suddenly, vibrant life awakened beneath the surface. Schools of fish, shimmering with every color, filled the vast seas. Above them, birds with newly formed wings took to the expansive sky. He made them all, each and every unique kind, from the great majestic whale to the tiny darting minnow. His powerful word brought forth this bustling, beautiful life, and his creation in its entirety was wonderfully and perfectly good. Then, with gentle authority and a heart full of joy, God blessed these new creatures. Be fruitful and increase in number, he lovingly declared. Fill the waters of the immense seas with your kind. Let the birds multiply abundantly on the earth. His blessing was a sacred promise of continuing life. God then turned his creative attention and gaze to the dry land. He spoke once more, and his word brought forth new wonders. Living creatures of every sort emerged upon the waiting earth. Each one was meticulously and perfectly formed after its own kind. God paused in his work, and he looked at all he had made, and God saw that it was all good. Jesus often taught his followers using simple, relatable stories. He spoke to his anxious and worried friends one day. He wanted to teach them a vital lesson about unnecessary worry. He pointed towards the vast open sky that stretched above them. "Look," he gently urged them, his voice full of compassion. "Look closely at the birds of the air. These birds, as Jesus pointed out, do not plant any seeds. They do not spend their busy days harvesting the ripening crops. They do not build large, impressive barns for future storage. Yet they manage to eat their fill every single day without fail. They are lovingly sustained. They sing their joyful, carefree songs from the treetops. They live their uncomplicated lives in a state of simple trust. God himself faithfully and wonderfully provides for each one of them." "Who is it that feeds them?" Jesus then asked his listeners. The answer, he implied, was clear and deeply comforting. Your heavenly Father does. He knows every single one of their smallest needs. He tenderly and consistently cares for each and every one of them. If God cares so deeply and consistently for the birds of the air, this is such a beautiful and clear picture of his immense love. The ancient and revered book of Proverbs holds so much of God's wisdom. It is a rich treasure chest filled with practical guidance for our lives. These are carefully chosen words designed to expertly guide our daily steps. They are timeless truths for living a truly good and righteous life. One particular verse within its pages shines a bright, revealing light. It clearly shows us how God expects us to treat his creatures. It offers us a clear, direct, and undeniably divine instruction. This powerful and insightful verse from Proverbs plainly states, "The righteous care." They actively and consistently care for the needs of their animals. They are thoughtfully mindful of their hunger and their vital thirst. They diligently ensure their comfort, their safety, and their overall well-being. This compassionate behavior is the hallmark of good, genuinely godly people. This is precisely what our loving God desires to see from us. It is true, heartfelt compassion expressed in visible, tangible action. It clearly reflects a heart that is beautifully aligned with his own. But the wicked, the verse starkly continues, are quite different. Their hearts are often hard, calloused, and unfeeling towards others. Even their supposed acts of kindness are in reality ultimately cruel. They lack the true understanding of compassion's profound depth. They do not genuinely care for the vulnerable creatures in their charge. The Holy Bible tells one grand story. It is a story of God's immense love. His love is vast and deep. It reaches all of his creation, including the entire animal kingdom. His care is evident from Genesis. He formed each animal with joy and called them good. His design was harmonious, full of his presence. Matthew reveals his daily care. He feeds the birds each day, knowing their needs completely, revealing his compassionate heart. The world grew dark with sin. God saw this deep sadness. Human hearts turned from good. Yet his heart ached for all. He longed to save his creation. Noah, a righteous man, found grace. God planned a rescue for life. This plan included every animal. They were precious in his sight, part of his good living world. God told Noah to build an ark, a huge boat, a floating haven. Take pairs of every creature, he said, male and female, side by side. Clean animals and unclean too, birds of the air, things that crawl, all were to be remembered, all were to be kept safe. His careful plan showed his love, a love for every living thing. God spoke his word to Jonah. Go to the great city, Nineveh. Warn them of their ways, but Jonah did not want to go. He ran away from God's call. He boarded a ship sailing far. He tried to hide from God, but no one can hide from God. God's plans will prevail. He sent a mighty storm. The ship was about to break. The sailors were full of fear. They cried aloud for help. Jonah knew he was the cause. Throw me overboard, he told them. The sea then grew calm, but God had another plan, a surprising way to save him. God did not let Jonah drown. He sent a great fish. This fish swallowed Jonah whole. It was not punishment, but rescue, an instrument of his great grace. In that dark place, he prayed. God heard his prayer from the sea. He commanded the fish again. Release Jonah now, God then said. It brought him safe to dry land. God's mercy works in amazing ways, even through creatures he has made. Remember Balaam the prophet? He journeyed on a wrong path. His donkey saw God's angel, an angel with a drawn sword. The donkey turned, trying to save. Balaam, angry, struck his friend. Then God opened the donkey's mouth. It spoke with wisdom to him. The animal saved its master. God's care through this humble beast. Think of Elijah, God's prophet. He stood strong against false gods. After his great public victory, he fled alone into the wild. He felt despair, tired and hungry, but God did not forget him. He sent ravens, birds of air. They brought him bread and meat. Morning and night they fed him, God's provision through his birds. Daniel loved God with his heart. He prayed, even when forbidden. Wicked men threw him to lions, a den of certain quick death, but God sent his angel there. The angel shut the lions' mouths. They did not harm God's servant. The fierce beasts became quite calm. Powerful lions were made peaceful, God's protection through his might. Throughout the Bible, animals appear. They are more than just scenery. They are messengers and providers. Sometimes they are protectors too. They show God's power and care. The innocent lamb is a symbol, the gentle dove, God's own spirit. God weaves them into his story. They reveal his unending love. His creatures matter deeply to him. The words from ancient scriptures still breathe today. They are not dusty relics from a forgotten time. They are living signposts guiding us now. God's love for his creation, so clear in Genesis, still calls to us. He saw his animals and he called them good. This goodness was not temporary, it endures. Jesus pointed to the birds fed by the Father's hand. This gentle provision was not just for that moment. It is a timeless picture of his constant care. These truths challenge our fast-paced modern lives. They ask us to pause, to see and to remember. Our world today is full of new complexities. We have built towering cities and amazing machines. We can connect across the globe in an instant. Yet sometimes in this rush we forget simple truths. We can forget the inherent value of each living being. The drive for more, for faster, for cheaper can be strong. It can overshadow the quiet call to be righteous. Proverbs reminds us the righteous care for their animals. This ancient wisdom cuts through modern noise. It calls us to a higher, kinder standard, a standard set by God himself, unchanging and true. Think of Noah diligently saving creatures from the flood. He did not pick and choose based on human usefulness. He preserved them all, as God instructed. This story echoes a profound respect for all animal life. Jonah's great fish, an instrument of God's surprising grace. Balaam's donkey seeing truth its master missed. These accounts show animals as part of God's grand narrative. They are not mere background characters in our human drama. They have significance, a God-given place. Our modern ethics must make room for this truth. Our treatment of them should reflect this understanding. The world has changed so much since those stories, but the heart of God has not changed at all. His love for all he has made remains steadfast. We now possess incredible power more than ever before. We can create wonderful sanctuaries for animals. We can also cause immense suffering on a massive scale. The choice, as always, rests with us, his stewards. Will we use our modern abilities to reflect his love? Will we choose kindness, echoing his ancient care? The scriptures offer us a clear, compassionate path forward, a path of gentle hands and understanding hearts. Our hands, his creatures, the call to compassion. God gave humanity a special role in his creation. He asked us to care for the earth and its creatures. This was a call to gentle stewardship, not harsh rule. It was an invitation to reflect his own loving authority. In our modern world, this responsibility feels even greater. We have so much knowledge about animals and their needs. We understand more about their feelings, their pain, their joy. This understanding should fuel our compassion, not our exploitation. It should lead us to treat them with deep respect, as the Creator himself would have us do. How can we show this ethical treatment today? It starts with our daily choices, both big and small. If we have pets, we care for them with love. We meet their needs for food, water, shelter, and companionship. We can support farmers who treat their animals humanely. We can choose products that do not cause unnecessary suffering. We can be mindful of wildlife, protecting their habitats. We can learn about the impact our lifestyles have on them. Every kind choice we make is a prayer in action. Every thoughtful decision honors the life God has given. Sadly, many animals face great hardship in our world. In crowded factory farms, they may never see sunlight. In laboratories, some endure painful experiments for our benefit. In entertainment, their needs can be overlooked for profit. Scripture consistently calls us to defend the vulnerable, to speak for those who have no voice of their own. This includes the animals who share our planet. Our modern ethics must champion their cause. We are called to lessen their suffering wherever we find it, to be agents of mercy in a world that often forgets. There is a quiet joy, a deep blessing in treating animals well. When we act with compassion, our own hearts are softened. We become more like the loving Creator we serve. Our kindness to animals reflects our own spiritual health. It is a sign that we understand God's broad love. It is not a burden, but a beautiful privilege. To care for His creatures is to partner with Him, to extend His tenderness to every part of His world. This active compassion enriches our lives immeasurably. It brings us closer to the heart of God. Beyond ourselves, widening our circle of care. Remember the peace of Eden, God's first design? A world where all creatures lived in perfect harmony. We know our world now is different, touched by brokenness, yet that original vision still whispers to our souls. We can still strive to bring glimpses of that kindness here. We can work to reduce suffering and promote well-being. This effort is a way to honor God's original intent. It is a way to reflect His longing for peace for all. Even in a fallen world, acts of love matter deeply. They are lights shining in the present darkness. Education and awareness are powerful tools for change. The more we learn, the better we can care. Understanding animal behavior helps us meet their needs. Knowing about their capacity for feeling changes our perspective. This knowledge can inspire us to make better choices. It can motivate us to speak up for those mistreated. It can spark change within our families and communities. When our eyes are opened, our hearts often follow. We begin to see animals not as objects but as beings deserving of our thoughtful consideration and gentle touch. All life on this beautiful earth is deeply connected. Cruelty towards any living thing can harden our hearts. Indifference to animal suffering can make us less human. It can dull our ability to feel empathy for others. Conversely, when we practice kindness towards animals, something wonderful happens. Our capacity for compassion grows stronger and wider. It can extend to our fellow human beings more easily. Caring for animals helps to nurture a gentle spirit within us. It fosters a broader sense of responsibility for all of God's world. It teaches us the profound language of love. Let us try, with God's help, to see animals as He sees them, not simply as resources for our use and consumption, not as mere objects without feelings or significance, but as fellow inhabitants of this amazing planet, His creatures, each one designed with intricate care and divine purpose, each one a recipient of His ongoing, steadfast love. When we look at them through His eyes, our actions change. We treat them with the respect they inherently deserve. We offer them the gentle care that reflects His own heart. This is our sacred modern calling. The sacred trust, our role as stewards. God created this world and everything in it. The earth belongs to Him, not to us. We are His guests here, His invited caretakers. He has entrusted us with a profound and sacred duty. This duty is to look after His magnificent creation. He gave us responsibility over every living creature. This is not a small task, it is a holy calling. He trusts us to be gentle and wise managers. What a remarkable privilege this truly is, to be His partners in the ongoing care of His creatures. This is not a burden to be heavily shouldered. It is a joyful opportunity to express our gratitude. It is a chance to show our love for the Creator. By tending to the needs of animals, we honor Him. We demonstrate our understanding of His vast, inclusive love. We become channels of His tenderness to all living things. It is a way we can tangibly touch His world. Reflecting God's heart kindness in action. Our actions towards animals speak volumes about our hearts. They can be a powerful mirror reflecting God's own character. When we show kindness, we echo His infinite compassion. When we are gentle, we mirror His tender mercies. When we provide for their needs, we reflect His faithful provision. God's heart is full of love for every creature He has made. Our hands can become extensions of His loving care. Each act of kindness, no matter how small it may seem, paints a picture of Him for the world to see. How does this reflection look in our everyday lives? It looks like a soft voice and a gentle touch. It looks like providing fresh water and nourishing food. It means offering a safe shelter from the harsh elements. It is advocating for those creatures who are mistreated or forgotten. It is choosing humane options when we have a choice. It is teaching our children to respect all living beings. These simple, practical actions are profound declarations of faith. They show that God's love has truly taken root within us. They are quiet whispers of His grace in a noisy world. Indeed, loving animals can be a beautiful form of worship. When we cherish what God has so lovingly created, we are in essence honoring the divine artist himself. We acknowledge his wisdom, his creativity, his goodness. Our careful stewardship becomes a song of praise. Our compassionate actions become a heartfelt offering. It is not just about following a set of rules. It is about our hearts being moved by His great love, a love that embraces the sparrow, the whale, and the lamb, a love we are invited to share with His world. The opposite, sadly, is also true in this world. Neglect, cruelty, or even cold indifference towards animals deeply grieve the loving heart of our Creator. They misrepresent His true nature, which is pure love. They tarnish the sacred trust He has placed upon us. God sees every sparrow that falls. He knows their pain. He cares for the smallest of creatures with boundless affection. When we fail to reflect that care, we step away from His light. We are called to be His ambassadors of kindness and grace, not sources of suffering for His innocent creations. The ripple effect, love's expanding influence. When we actively demonstrate God's love towards animals, we do more than just care for an individual creature. We plant seeds of compassion that can grow and spread. Our kindness can inspire those around us to also act. Our children learn by watching our gentle example. Our friends may be moved by our dedication. A single act of love can create ripples of goodness. It can contribute to building a wider culture of care, a culture where all life is valued and truly respected. This is how God's kingdom of love expands on earth. Caring for animals is deeply connected to God's call for justice. It is linked to His desire for mercy in our world. The Bible consistently tells us to defend the vulnerable, to be a voice for the voiceless, to protect the weak. This divine mandate surely extends to His animal creation. They are often at the mercy of human choices and actions. Standing up for their humane treatment is an act of righteousness. It is part of our larger calling to reflect His fairness. It is about embracing the full scope of His loving commands. This responsibility is not just for a select few. It is not only for those who call themselves animal lovers. It is a universal calling for all who seek to follow God. His scriptures clearly show His affection for all He has made. His divine example sets the standard for our own behavior. Whether we have pets or not, we all encounter animals. We all make choices that can impact their lives. Our shared humanity calls us to a shared sense of responsibility, a responsibility that stems directly from God's own loving heart, a call to embrace all creatures within our circle of care. Ultimately, our care for animals serves as a powerful testament. It is a visible sign of our faith in a loving Creator. It is a direct and heartfelt response to His boundless grace. When we treat His creatures with gentleness and respect, we are living out the truth of His all-encompassing love. We show the world that His compassion knows no bounds. It reaches to the highest mountains and the deepest seas. It touches every living being, great and wonderfully small. Our stewardship is our song of love back to Him. A song sung through actions, not just our words. The unfolding tapestry, remembering God's enduring affection, we have journeyed through a story of divine love, a love that painted the dawn with light, a love that sculpted mountains and filled the seas. God's magnificent creation was an act of pure joy. Within this masterpiece, He placed the animals, each one a unique thought, a special design. They were integral parts of His vibrant living world. He looked upon them, and His heart declared them good. This initial goodness, this divine intention remains unchanged. His affection for them was woven into the very fabric of existence, a song of God's unwavering care for every living creature, from the solemn covenant made with Noah, preserving all life, to Jesus pointing to the carefree birds fed by the Father's hand. The wisdom of Proverbs guides us to treat animals with righteousness. These are not isolated verses lost in a larger text. They clearly illuminate God's profound and lasting love for animals. His words across time affirm their value in His eyes, a value that calls for our deepest respect and attention. This divine love then gently invites our response. It calls us to become active participants in His story of care. God entrusted us with the stewardship of His precious world. This is a sacred responsibility, a holy invitation to reflect His heart in our dealings with all creatures. Our hands are meant to be extensions of His tenderness. Our voices are meant to speak for those who cannot. Our lives can become a testament to His all-encompassing compassion. We are called to mirror the Creator's love for His creation. This is our high calling, our noble purpose in His grand design. In our complex, often hurried modern world, these truths still resonate. They cut through the noise and the endless distractions. The call to kindness, to gentle care is timeless. It is as relevant today as it was at creation's dawn. Our choices, now more than ever, impact the lives of animals. We hold great power to either heal or to harm. God's ancient call to compassion beckons us forward. It urges us to live with mindful hearts and gentle hands, to remember that every creature is precious in His sight, to honor the life He so lovingly brought into being. Our lives can become a testament to His all-encompassing compassion. We are called to mirror the Creator's love for His creation. This is our high calling, our noble purpose in His grand design. Our hands, His heart, a joyful call to compassionate living. The journey of understanding God's love now turns to action. It is not enough to simply know of His affection for animals. Our hearts, touched by this truth, must respond with movement. We are called to translate His divine love into tangible deeds, to make conscious choices that honor His creation daily. This means opening our eyes to the needs around us. It means choosing compassion over convenience, kindness over indifference. Every moment presents an opportunity to reflect His grace, to be mindful of the creatures who share our journey on earth. This is where faith finds its feet and begins to walk. Let us endeavor to see each animal through God's loving eyes, not as mere objects for our use or fleeting entertainment, but as living beings capable of feeling joy and pain. Each one intricately designed, each one holding intrinsic worth. When we look at them with this divine perspective, everything changes. Our hearts soften, our priorities shift, our actions transform. We begin to recognize their vulnerability and their dependence. We understand our profound responsibility to protect and cherish them. This shift in seeing is the first step toward true stewardship. It is the beginning of mirroring God's own tender regard. Therefore, let us actively practice kindness in all our interactions. Simple acts can create profound ripples of God's love. Providing food and fresh water for a thirsty pet is an act of love. Supporting organizations that rescue and care for suffering animals is love in action. Choosing products that are cruelty-free reflects a compassionate heart. Teaching our children to respect even the smallest creatures builds a foundation of kindness. These are not grand, heroic gestures, but they are deeply significant. They are the quiet prayers of a heart aligned with God's own. They are small lights that collectively brighten a weary world. This call to care is not intended to be a heavy burden. It is not another rule to follow with a joyless spirit. Instead, it is an invitation to experience a deeper joy, a richer connection with our Creator and His magnificent world. There is a unique blessing found in extending God's compassion. Our own spirits are uplifted, our own hearts are expanded. We become more fully human, more closely aligned with the divine. Caring for His creatures is a privilege, a sacred opportunity. It is a way to participate in His ongoing work of love, a joyful expression of our gratitude for all He has given us. echoes of Eden, shaping a kinder world for all. When we embrace this divine call to love and care for animals, we become agents of transformation. Each act of kindness sends out ripples. These ripples can touch hearts and inspire change. Our gentle example can encourage others to reflect. It can awaken tenderness in others. Collectively, these acts build a compassionate culture, a culture where the dignity of every being is upheld. This is how we weave echoes of Eden's harmony into our world. Our treatment of animals is a powerful witness. It speaks volumes about the God we serve and love. Reflecting his patience and gentleness offers a glimpse of his true character, a character of boundless love for all he has made. Our actions can draw people closer to him. Let our lives be a testament to his compassion. Let our hands be known for kindness, our voices for advocacy, so others may see his goodness in our care for every creature. Let us rise to this sacred challenge. Commit with joyful hearts to be the hands, feet, and voice of God's love, especially for the animals who share our earthly home. May we become faithful stewards of his creation, defend the vulnerable, comfort the suffering, and protect the innocent. Let our compassion flow freely, unhindered by selfishness or apathy. Seek ways, big and small, to make a positive difference, to lessen pain and promote flourishing for all beings. This is a path of true discipleship, a journey of pure love. Imagine a world where God's love for animals is more fully reflected, where human hearts beat in greater harmony with his own, where kindness is the common language and compassion guides our every step. This is not just a distant dream, it is a possibility we can help create through our choices, our actions, and our unwavering commitment. May we strive to leave this world a gentler place for all creatures, a place where the echo of God's love is heard in every corner, a place where his magnificent creation is cherished as he intended. Let us walk forward in his light, living out his love today and all the days to come. Amen.